Do you know what the 1% rule is of leadership? Do you know what the 1% rule is of leadership? There's a great guy out there. Look him up after this. A guy called David Brailsford. I think actually he's now a Sir David Brailsford. And go back a few years, and he was the head coach of the UK cycling team, so the Sky cycling team. And he had a phenomenal impact on that team. And if you're a cyclist, you'll know that they had a really long streak of success. If you're not, go and have a look at it, and you'll see that actually, you know, they were the team to be beaten. But what was their secret? What was it that actually, you know, enabled them to be so successful for so long, to be ahead of a game that it is just a game of margins? And it's exactly that. He coined a phrase called marginal gains. So the 1% rule is kind of like, what are the marginal gains? So in his case, when he's focused on the marginal gains, he was looking at everything the cyclists did. So let's take the bike, for instance. You can go faster on a bike if it's lighter. So he was cutting grams of every component part of the bike, grams. But those grams led to kilograms. Well, probably hundreds of grams. Most of these bikes weigh less than a kilogram anyway, I suspect. But the bikes got lighter and lighter and lighter without affecting the performance, and in fact actually improving the performance. Then he looked at kind of like, well, what's the sleeping patterns, what's the rest patterns, what's the nutrition patterns of all the cyclists, what's the keys to a particular cyclist, what do they do, what about their sleeping patterns? So he created marginal gain after marginal gain after marginal gain, changed the small things. So something as simple as, I say simple, logistics, whoever's running the logistics, they had the challenge on this one. But as I understand it, every cyclist had their own mattress and pillow. So everywhere they slept, in every hotel, they had their own mattress and pillow, because that was their best night's sleep. They weren't sleeping in just random hotels. They were, actually taught how to wash their hands properly and to clean and to make sure that they could avoid any infection. And again, this is all pre-COVID. So it wasn't something they learned on the back end of COVID. It was a case of that's how they started to just make sure that they didn't get the sniffles. They didn't have anything that would limit their performance. Their nutrition was down to the gram in terms of the fine detail of what it is they needed in order to sustain prolonged periods of cycling on the Tour de France. So Sir David came up with the marginal gains. Every time that they turned up, they were just aiming to be that 1% better. So in your business as a leader, how do you turn up each day, and what do you do to just be 1% better than you were? What do you do to inspire the team to be 1% better than they were? What do you do to ensure that the systems and the processes in the business perform 1% better? Because if you focus on doing that, you have a compounded impact on the business long term. And the impact of those 1% over a year can be absolutely amazing. So what are you doing as a business owner and a leader today to perform 1% better than you did yesterday? And then how do you make sure that you do that day in, day out? And maybe, just maybe, you educate your team in the same context. Go be 1% better